Live from brewvies, it's Geek Show.
Thank you, Tony. What?
Hey,
Yay!
What is on Mr. Data's laptop? Mr. Data's laptop. Why is Starfleet keeping it from us? Oh, there's pictures. He is fully functional. Mm-hmm. Lex Luthor says that his criminal mastermind opinions are being throttled, and he's hired the Purple Man to explain it to you. The Empire denies Imperial troops attacked the Lars homestead and instead are blaming Antifa on this week's Geek Show.
Geek Show, Geek Show, Geek Show!
GeekShowPodcast.com.
Thank you, Tony.
I'm learning.
All right. There is a conceit. Yes, Data would not need a laptop.
I thought his name was Data.
I would counter that. C-3PO would not forget his comlink either. Okay.
Data needs
Got him.
No, Data needs a laptop so that he can share his findings with other people. They can't see into his head.
Yeah, but
That's
can't
why-
he just walk around and tell them?
Not with pictures.
Not with pictures. He's got you there.
I just figured Data had Bluetooth and he could
I
transmit
thought, no, show me a Bluetooth that you says works, and I'll show you a liar.
I got some.
Far future.
Liar. All right. Welcome to Brewvies. Gremlins is the movie today. Thank you for coming out. Those of you who have already gotten your Christmas shopping done, we appreciate you. Let's see. Over here, it's Quad T, Too Tall Tony.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
That's me.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's him in the corner.
Cheerful on a Saturday morning. Check me out on Twitter at Quad T Tony or on the Gadget Spot.
Oh, thank you. Lee George Cade, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Grimley's on Instagram, and I'm sorry to say, after 3 weeks, we haven't had one taker on our Haunted Churro Factory de-haunting project.
I know.
We're going to lower the price down to $413,000.
Oh.
So if you have a Haunted Churro Factory and you need it cleared, make sure and call Tony and I. It's 1-800-HAUNTED-CHURRO. And we'll get that cleared out.
Yep.
I think the last drill we did, we were able to clear out a mock Haunted Churro Factory in about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
The guy was really upset though because we didn't pay for the churros, we just ran.
They were yummy, though.
So yeah, they were tasty.
What about a churro stand? A haunted churro stand?
Well, that's what we used for our demo. We wiped one out in 14 minutes. So we figure factory's only got to be like 2-3 times that. So
Yeah, we could do it in like 15 minutes.
yeah, $413,000. 1-800-HAUNTED-CHURRO. We'll be there. Also, you have to pay travel expenses. We forgot because we had to lower the price from $432,000. So
I would have to sell a lot of churros to afford that.
well, you know, if you
Or just
built
one really
your
expensive
entire churro empire and all of a sudden it's haunted, you're going to do whatever it takes to get rid of those ghosts. That's right.
Although Rebecca says if I just sell one really expensive churro.
Rebecca always has a really good idea. Like she told me if I sold my house for $400 million, I'd never have to do anything ever again.
Let me call the guy at the Skywalker Ranch and see if he will buy one big, expensive churro. Rebecca Frost, everyone.
Hi, at you gross Rebecca on everywhere. Or you could just buy my book, How to Make $413,000. I only have one copy, and it is $413,000.
Oh, you're not going to fool me again, Rebecca.
It's a foolproof plan.
And moseying on in, Shannon Barnes, everyone.
Skin of my teeth.
You have skin on your teeth?
Yeah.
You should get that checked.
That's why they fixed Sonic.
Right.
It was his teeth.
Yeah.
It was skin on his teeth.
Sorry, I'm recovering from Hotel California poisoning.
Oh,
Don't forget about our host, Mr. Kerry
Wah, 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 wah.
Jackson.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right.
Literally the Hotel California they were writing about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Check out anytime you'd like, but you can never leave.
He's still there.
Yeah.
Do you guys just have a song you hate if you hear it in like?
Yes.
What is your song? Because mine is Hotel California.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. The first record I ever bought with my own money was Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. But my two least favorite songs are Elton John songs, Honky Cat and Crocodile Rock.
Oh,
You don't like
dude.
Crocodile Rock.
I do not like either of them. I will, the way you feel about Hotel California.
I guarantee
I'm
you,
there.
every song that anybody says. except for Frosty the Snowman. I have to sit through 2 times a night on every weekend.
Do you want me to
On
come in
the
and start
piano.
requesting Frosty the Snowman?
Just to even it out.
Just to shake it up a little bit.
We examined Frosty the Snowman. It is a horror film. Mm-hmm. Yes, we
That makes
decided.
sense.
I just don't like it because kids are mean, and and I was tortured with it growing up.
Thumpity thump thump.
That's the sound he makes when he's.
Oh, Frosty. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the big story that everyone is talking about this week.
What is it this time?
Never is.
It's something that everybody has been dying for. They've been clamoring for this for years.
What are they talking about at Jackson University this week?
Jackson, you.
Aren't you excited to know you're going to get a ToeJam and Earl movie?
Yes.
You lie.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh.
Leg's excited.
I am
Okay.
excited too.
You
AQ
know
and I will
who
be there.
loved that game?
Who?
Jeff Weiss was
did?
obsessed with
We,
ToeJam and Earl.
we would play that drunk for like 7,000 hours.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I'd sit there drunk and watch and just go,
Yep.
this is rad.
1990 Sega video game ToeJam and Earl.
amazing.
You're getting it. It's being made. Yeah. So
Rudy, who's asking for these things?
Me.
egg apparently.
I know we like all know, but like if there's someone listening who doesn't know what these things are.
Well, it's right here.
Okay, cool.
So, will after this, when it's a huge commercial success, will they greenlight Parappa the Rappa?
I'm surprised it's taken them this long, frankly. Earth, their legends tell them, is a paradise where the music that created their culture originated. Unfortunately for our heroes, not only do they wreck their ship, but they can't find. They find that Earth is not the haven they expected it to be. But the music, that part was true. So begins their quest to find as much of that music as they can, in the hope of saving their planet and maybe ours as well.
This is a James Gunn.
They love their early 90s hip hop so much.
Yeah, I was going to say they're like hip hop aliens.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
They really are.
so the good news is you're getting the movie, Egg. The bad news is it's the Hotel Transylvania 4 people are writing it. So
4?
4
Specifically.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
fourth one.
there's a reason they're up to 4 on those movies. They're successful.
Amos Vernon and Nunzio Randazzo.
I hear 4 was the Wings of Desire of the Hotel Transylvania franchise.
I hear they're very deep. They're like White Lotus, those Hotel Transylvania.
Black and white, 1970s French New Wave.
Yeah. No, the big news, of course, is all the goings on with DC and James Gunn.
He's shaking it up.
That's-
Did they fire him yet?
That's all.
Not yet.
I mean, even pedestrians. Gina Barberi, who loved the Wonder Woman movie. Monday morning, she comes in and goes, "What the hell is going on?"
Like, damn, chill, okay.
Did she watch the second one?
Yeah, did she see the second one?
See the
Did,
second
did
one.
Gunn
was,
go,
not
oh,
great."
let's hire an actual actress?
Did you
Dude.
did you guys
She's fine. She's
Enough champagne to fill the Nile.
did you guys see the
Jeez.
did you guys see the quote from James Gunn where he's like, "I've sat through so many mediocre and straight up bad DC movies.
Yes.
I want to fix that." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, so that I'm
Shady.
I'm confronted with that first thing. Well, what happened is that the director handed in a script about a month or more ago, and it was just kind of sitting there being passed around the studio, and then the James Gunn thing happened, and he said, "Well, no, my partner and I were going to go to Colorado and hide in a cabin for a week." And this is true. And we're going to map out 10 years of DC films.
I
Can
love
you
it.
imagine the mescaline bill?
Ooh, I hope it was Woody Creek. I hope.
They just went solid Hunter Thompson. All right, so we're gonna do coke until 6 p.m. Then we're gonna write 15
James Gunn
movies.
doesn't do coke."
And then Ambush Bug came.
Oh my God, Ambush Bug!
I haven't heard from him in a
Please?
while.
So that's what happened. Is that they said, we appreciate the effort, Patty Jenkins, but we're mapping things out differently.
Poor
Now,
Patty Jenkins just can't get a win.
she can't get a win with her X-wing movie that she was going to do.
It's that W boys.
Also, Man of Steel 2.
In,
He said, "Hang on,
Yep.
hang on."
In
Put
flux.
a pin in it.
And Cavill's like, I quit Witcher though.
And yeah, to top all of that off, he released a statement finally because the Hollywood Reporter had the story about Wonder Woman and all that. And we also found out later in the week that they had a. This one makes me sad actually. a Batman Beyond movie was in the works,
Yeah,
That was
I read about that too.
That was the Michael Keaton.
They were
one.
going to use Michael Keaton as old Bruce
which
Wayne.
is what we've talked about on this show.
Man, I would love it. So
Just for
hard.
like a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was actually in motion.
Well,
finally,
they're saying that every time they tested anything with Michael Keaton in it, people would get confused. I'm like, why are you showing movies to my dad? He gets confused by everything.
So James Gunn finally had to release a statement after the story in the Hollywood Reporter. And he had to clarify this. Some of this is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not.
Yeah, it was the best non-statement statement.
Those are the options.
Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audiences itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. He's emphasizing that again.
Oh, yeah.
He says, but in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked for DC so far and to help rectify what has not.
What has worked for DC?
Well, that's,
Exactly.
see, that's the very interesting statement because the stuff that's worked the best for DC has been the standalone things that aren't part of a cohesive universe, like
Doom
Joker,
Patrol.
like there's shows that are in their own universes, like the Batman.
Say the one.
The one?
Everyone always forgets about Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Well, no, Birds of Prey was part of the Snyderverse.
Was it though?
Yeah.
I
No,
think
was
technically it was.
I think it was, yeah. So, I mean, that was still part of their big cohesive. The straight standalones would be like The Dark Knight, The Batman, all the Batman movies, basically.
Yeah, and Warner basically said,
Joker.
James, you're not going to touch these. You
Yeah.
can do a Batman, but you're not touching these.
And that's,
All right.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Have some alternate versions of the same character in different universes. I don't care.
I love, too, that he also said, look, we're not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did say that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And as we talk about it here on this Saturday, even the head people at Warner Brothers don't know what they have planned. They're presenting it to them this coming week. So we'll
It'll be
find
wild
out.
watching the Snyder brownies losing their minds over all this.
The bots.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, also in the DC universe, you ever hear of a movie starring The Rock that failed?
Scorpion King.
Besides that?
No. Darkland Tales.
Oh, okay.
The
The
guy
that one Tooth Fairy movie.
the one with
That probably still made
the
money.
Donnie
Yeah.
Darko guy did. It was Sarah
Well,
Michelle Gellar.
I have a feeling that James Gunn may be looking at this and going, maybe not so much. Black Adam did not work. Currently at $200 million in the red, needing a theatrical run of $600 million to break even. And
That's the problem.
next week it's on streaming.
Yep.
Yep.
It's not going to make its
What did it
money
make?
back.
Like $432 million?
Somewhere around there. I think they're between 1 and 200 million shy. Of,
$400 million at the box office, which is, it says no small feat, but certainly,
Yeah,
certainly
so
not
we're
a bad
living
run,
at a time right now where we go, well, 400 million's a flop.
but
Sorry, guys.
it
It's-
needed to make 600.
exactly.
well, it's because it's kind of garbage, you guys.
It had potential, but they squandered it.
And you know what it was? That skateboard kid.
I agree. He was
The
completely-
skateboard kid.
Did not need to be in the movie.
He cost him at least $200 million. He had there was no purpose.
He could
for
have
him.
been. You could have completely removed him from every scene, and everything probably would have been exactly the same without.
I
him
think
there.
there's also a lot to do with The Rock's a huge star, and if you're going to gamble on a character and say,
Well-
okay, let's get The Rock to
Well-
do it, but Black Adam, you look at him and go, who? Like, you have to know DC, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of
It's-
those. Yeah, and they're factoring a lot of things into calling it a failure, and one of it being all the hype that Johnson himself participated in.
Yeah.
This is for years
for
and
sure.
years.
He kept saying
And
it's
he's,
going to be the greatest
been
thing ever.
really weirdly shitty. I feel like.
I've been
Really?
waiting for
About
the other
this
shoe to
movie.
drop on him.
Well, he was a heel for a lot of years, wasn't he?
That's true. In
Oh,
in WWE.
That Man of Steel.
Or a tweener. We called them tweeners.
Tweener.
That Man of Steel 2 script was written by Stephen Knight, who did Peaky Blinders.
You don't fuck with the Man of Steel.
Anyway, so that's what's going on in the land of DC.
Interesting
Poor
times.
DC. I hope James Gunn can fix it.
It's good news for you DC fans because James Gunn's going to step
Well,
in
and
and
then-
hopefully fix it.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're gonna like everybody's saying that Momoa's not gonna be Aquaman anymore, and he's gonna come back as Lobo, which I'm like,
I'm okay
Well,
with that.
I'm okay with that.
You know James Gunn is aware of and likes Lobo.
Yeah.
So you know we're going to see a Lobo project.
And the thing is Lobo would have all the prosthetics and makeup and everything anyway, so it's not like he would just look like Aquaman on a motorcycle.
Also, they're all fake. So.
Yeah, it's not real.
Hey,
None of it's real.
Quiet, you.
And as someone pointed out that Chris Evans played Johnny
Yeah.
Storm and Captain America.
Yep.
It can be done.
But for two different studios.
Yeah. Good news though for DC though. Do you remember Gotham by Gaslight? You remember that comic?
I do.
Yeah, I remember the terrible cartoon they made of it too.
Well, they're going back and doing it again. They're making another one in that universe.
Cartoon or comic?
Cartoon.
So
It'll be a movie.
Here's you tell this story, and then I'm going to tell a counter story to this.
Okay.
That's
All
how
right.
podcasts work.
Welcome to Podcastly.
This one is called Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham.
I thought Gotham just always had Doom.
I know, right?
No, I think they're Doomsday is what they're talking about. They're going to put Doomsday in the Gotham Gaslight.
But it's going to be all old timey. See, he's going to come in wearing a trench coat. See,
All right.
They'll have a bowler.
You don't fuck with the Batman.
It's a
They're
monocle.
gonna have like a monocle.
Excuse me, my name's Mr. Doomsday.
Hello, what are Doomsday? I'm here to kill you.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
I'm all out of batarangs.
We could just get Cave Guy from Freakazoid to
Yeah,
step over
exactly.
and do it.
There you go.
Let's see. So it's David Gunsoli is Batman. I don't know who that is. Kylie Kane is going to be in it, voiced by Tati Gabrielle. Christopher Gorham as Oliver Queen. Oh, okay.
That's the Green Arrow.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. John DiMaggio as James Gordon. Harvey Dent's going to be there. Alfred, of course. Dick Grayson and young Bruce Wayne.
Interesting.
Okay. But it's based on the
Wait.
Mike Mignola.
If young
And that's the
Bruce,
problem.
if young Bruce Wayne is there and Dick Grayson is there, does that mean Dick Grayson is like a zygote, or because the age difference,
Or maybe he's Nightwing.
Maybe that's time travel.
time travel?
So
I don't know.
when they did the first animated Gotham by Gaslight, I remember being so pissed because it's like you're adapting a Mike Mignola story, and you're not using his artwork. That's insulting.
art style,
it's
at
the same
least,
reason
yeah.
I have with Umbrella Academy. If you'd done Umbrella Academy in the art style of the comic, then I would have been fine with everything. But you're literally taking half the creative team of that storyline and just shitting on it, right? So
I totally agree with you,
Right.
even though I personally hate Mike
Sure.
Mignola. He was such an asshole to me at a signing.
well,
one
that's
time.
his thing. He's just an asshole, but
Yeah.
but he's a genius. So they did the Amazing Screw-On Head animated in his style, and it's fantastic. There is a Hellboy video game that they just teased over the weekend.
Yep.
That's done completely in his art style.
Oh, really?
Looks
And
pretty
it
cool.
Works, right? But instead, they're just like, well, we're going to use the same DC animation style that we use for everything because it's cheap and it's easy to produce.
Speaking
So-
of DC properties and voices, it was confirmed that the new Suicide Squad game coming out next year, Kevin Conroy was able to record his Batman lines before he passed
Shut
away.
up.
Yeah,
So he's just going to be playing video games and crying.
probably. Yeah, that'll be me.
Oh. Dark Tower is back.
Why?
But did you see who has it now?
Don't want.
Well, yeah, then there's that. Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
I'm
It's going
devastated because I love Mike Flanagan, but I hate Stephen King.
Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to just deal with it.
I mean, they did that movie with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
It's not Idris Elba's fault.
It's not.
It's not Matthew McConaughey's fault either.
Whose fault is it? Stephen King.
No, yeah, Stephen King. Like I think he just does a lot of cocaine, and
Not
he
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
and he writes a story, and then he gets really drowsy towards the end. It just goes, it's spider.
The quintessential Stephen King cocaine book's called Tommy Knockers. It's
Yeah,
like 800 pages. 792 pages in, they're on an airplane, and you're like, oh, here they are. They get into the big conclusion, and 12 pages later, it's like, and then? a spider or something. It's just like it's like he literally ran out of coke. And
It's
he's
just
like,
tell you
crazy
what.
how it's so consistent through everything. Because 11/22/63 is the exact same. Like, it's so good up until it gets really weird at the end.
That's my favorite part is when it gets weird.
It's like Maximum Overdrive, his terrible, terrible, terrible movie, right? Which we should show. We
should.
And they get to the end, and you remember how it ends?
I don't,
So
honestly.
they take off, and then it's just basically like text comes up on the screen. And they're like, and then they went to an island and everything was fine. I shit you not. Like it doesn't show it. It's like a
The
It
only
tells.
the only thing I remember from Maximum Overdrive was, of course, the Green Goblin truck, but also the soda pop machine
soda pop machine.
attacking people.
I think maybe his best ending is from Running Man.
Salem's Lot.
Read
should
the book.
we should show
The
Running Man
movie's
here,
cool, but it's not very. It diverts quite a bit from the book.
Yeah.
But I think they're both really good in their
Is
own
that
right.
just Forrest Gump?
He does run a lot, but no.
You got a point.
The ending of the book Running Man is crazy.
Carry the pop
In a
machine.
good way. In a good way.
The pop machine, the soda pop machine, killing people in the movie.
Yeah.
Even as a little kid, I was like, move left or right.
Yeah. Because it was shooting cans out.
They were shooting cans, and they just stood
You're
there and got killed.
Zig, zag.
Oh, looks like a soda killed Zed. Oh, looks like a soda
'Cause
killed
a
Mary.
soda machine can't aim.
If only he had moved.
Left or right.
Or ducked.
If only,
Yeah.
if only some small child from
Or
West Valley,
stood to the
Utah
s-
would come and tell us where to move.
Or stood to the side of the machine.
Yeah, or unplugged it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's like actually a lot of that movie could be the problems
we
could be
should
solved
just-
by unplugging.
We just unplug it.
Yeah.
I could see a guy standing there. All right, looks like right here is not safe.
I'm thirsty.
Everything around this side is safe to stand in.
Or see,
Don't stand right
But
there.
I'm thirsty.
that's a much more plausible ending than my ending to Halloween 3, where you just cancel Halloween, right? Because then Silver Shamrock can't distribute all those masks to all those children and have their faces melt. No one's going to let Halloween get canceled, but you could unplug the pop machine.
That's also the answer to every fucking Halloween movie.
Cancel Halloween.
Cancel Halloween. I love
Unplug
it, like in the new
Halloween.
ones, right? Where they're like, well, we're still gonna fucking have Halloween here in
Gotta have trick or
whatever that
treaters.
town is, right? This town full of dipshits.
It's Bumpkin Falls, Michigan.
And I was honestly like, I was just like, oh, just kill them all, Michael. Just kill
Honestly,
'em.
they're asking for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next Ghostbusters movie has a director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's the guy who helped Jason Reitman direct the first one. So it's some guy named
That Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Gil Keenan.
It'll be fine.
I liked that movie.
It'll be fine.
It's all right.
It's fine.
I was okay with it.
It's part of that new wave of nostalgia filmmaking. It's not good. It's not bad. It's fine.
A whole
It's fine.
It's a whole
warm-
heaping of member berries
It's a
for
whole fluffy blanket just to
Member?
keep you warm at night.
And they're in New York now, so you know
oh, where they belong.
Where they belong.
where they belong. Now this, I saw a trailer for this, and I want you guys to go and look for the trailer because it looks interesting. It's called Mickey 17. It's from Bong Joon-ho, who did Parasite.
us. Okay.
All right.
Parasite's scary.
Here's the plot. It's from a book that was published earlier this year. Centers on a man known as an expendable on a mission to colonize a distant planet. Each colony features one crew member who takes on the most dangerous jobs on the mission, jobs that will assuredly get them killed.
I'm in.
However, their memories,
Where do you apply for this job?
their memories are backed up and they are restored into cloned bodies when they die.
Oh, I see.
I
I
am
don't.
totally
That's the
in.
part
That
I
sounds
don't.
good.
Now I don't want to apply.
You don't
for
want to
it.
do this now.
But it won't be you. It'll just be your memories.
In the book,
Okay, ship of Theseus.
Hey, I'm just saying.
In the book, Mickey 7, the seventh version of this crew member, is left for dead on a mission but survives. When he returns to base, he discovers that Mickey 8, a clone of himself, has already been created. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys ever seen the movie Moon?
I was like, this Moon.
yeah.
Is that Moon?
Moon is fantastic.
Moon is great. But Moon does not star Robert Pattinson.
Robert.
Oh, I'm down.
Pattinson.
I'm going to watch this. Don't get me wrong.
Uh,
but we've already seen most of this story probably in Moon.
Did you guys see the best trailer of the week?
Which one?
Cocaine Bear.
Oh, it was.
Holy
okay, so-
shit, that looks so amazing.
Currently, our biggest reaction video on the
On
Geek
the
Show
YouTubes.
YouTube channel. We watched it last week without any of us knowing anything about Cocaine Bear, and I think we were wheezing. But last night we went to see the greatest Christmas movie ever made, Violent Night.
I'm going to see that tomorrow.
Which is playing here.
Yeah, it is. Hear me now.
And believe me later.
The Citizen Kane of homicidal Santa Claus movies.
And we did the math. There are a lot of homicidal
There
Santa
really
Claus
are. There's
movies.
at least 5. But the Cocaine Bear trailer started right before, and it was almost like having a warm-up comic before a good comic comes on. Because my wife knew nothing about Cocaine Bear. She's doubled over, wheezing and crying at the end of that trailer, and then the greatest Christmas movie of all time started. So
I like that. The little
great.
kid's like, that bear's fucked.
it's the kind of
And
thing
it-
that sticks with a guy.
And the guy up in the tree, and he goes, like, bears can't climb trees. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And he climbs it like super
Yeah.
fast.
That
Oh.
movie looks good. I'm
Who
gonna see
knew
that
we
for
needed
sure.
that in our lives?
Elizabeth Banks, thank you
She
so
did,
much.
yeah. Bad Batch Season 2's new trailer is out if you're
You're into that?
You're into that.
Brian Young tells me I need to watch that.
No,
and I
you
was like,
don't.
I tried.
You don't.
you don't.
It's this whole thing where they go and they say, Filoni goes and says, I've got this great idea for a story. And Disney says, cool, make sure 70% of it has a spunky kid in it. And
tired of
so,
spunky kids.
So you watch a season of Bad Batch and you go, man, that was 30% of a great show.
Well, that's the problem. Is it's also not Andor.
Well, but it's okay, Lee.
It's got some good stuff.
It's fine. It's just fine.
It's not Andor.
Lee, you don't watch Star Wars anymore anyway. So
No, I
it's all
don't.
right.
I've given up. I've given up.
You never
on-
finished
You
Andor,
don't watch
did
anything
you?
He's
anymore,
never
do you?
going to
Oh
watch
no,
Andor.
no! I watch West Wing now.
I tell you, when I tell you, my heart is broken into 1,000 pieces, knowing that Lee will never finish Andor.
Yeah, but you know that third season of West Wing is amazing.
It's just a lot of fast walking.
What if
down
I told you
corridors.
Andor was like Space West Wing?
It is.
You know what? I watched Andor. There's no dialogue, whereas Sorkin's all dialogue. So you're a liar, Rebecca Frost.
Wednesday.
Oh, you got a fart noise at you. Did you hear it?
Yep.
Look, I don't have TV.
When you've lost Tony. All right. That's all I'm
Lost Tony.
saying.
I'll watch
ago.
anything. And
I left Tony aisle 7 at Winco.
Wednesday on Netflix is apparently one of their most popular shows now.
Yeah, great show.
Because last
I
week
loved it.
last week I was telling you how it was doing extremely well. It is now like the third most viewed show on Netflix behind Squid Game and Stranger Things. It's that big.
But it's really, really good. Have you watched
quite good.
any of it,
Yeah,
Carrie?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I watch TV.
Yeah.
everyone glare at Lee.
Got him.
It's part of the like
Kidding.
helps when you do a show. Huh?
Look, when you have the world's 142,000th most popular gardening blog,
That's true.
Takes
You
a
don't
lot
have-
of time, especially in the winter.
I'm trying to get William Sonoma to put up a little blurb on there.
I'm lobbying for Thing to get a best supporting actor.
He
Deserves
should.
it.
He's very important. But here's the story I found. Now this story was published in November when they were promoting the show. It was in NME, British magazine. Apparently, you know that scene that everybody loves where Jenna Ortega dances?
Oh, you mean with my favorite song from my favorite
With the
band
Cramps,
of all time?
yeah. She had COVID while she did that.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's why everybody's 20 feet away.
But she was she was
That's why it's
dancing
a
socially distant,
It's
kind
a
of, wasn't
solo
she?
dance.
She
yeah.
didn't know.
Oh, she didn't
They
know.
were waiting on a test result.
They were waiting on
Yeah.
a test result,
Wow.
and they
What?
said, "Well,
Those
let's
only-
keep shooting until we know."
Those only take 15 minutes.
So there's a wild YouTube video where the different members of the cast are watching that scene, and they've got everybody that's on the show, and it's so funny knowing you can play this game called Spot the Musician based off of who freaks out over the Cramp song, right? So of course it's Fred Armisen. The second they start showing, everybody's talking about the dancing, they're talking about the choreography, they're talking about the clothing, costuming, everything, and Armisen's like, Cramps, cool.
I thought Fred Armisen was great as Uncle Fester.
And see,
I
I know it.
disagree.
I know he took
Yeah,
you out of
he
it,
took
but
me
I
out
thought
of
he
it.
was great.
Same.
anyway, the Critics' Choice Awards have been announced, and
That was one of the best days of my life.
I bring it up for a couple of reasons. One is that you and
Then I
Jimmy
went
had
with
a great
Jimmy.
time. And secondly, a lot of genre stuff got nominated,
Nice.
which just doesn't happen in these award shows.
West Wing on there?
No.
Yeah, West Wing
Thor's
is
right
over.
there, Michael Beck.
I think that show ended like 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, you can tell because they still had some optimism about the future.
15 years, that's a generous timeline.
Exactly.
They're like, there's one episode where like, we need to do something about white supremacy.
Anyway, a lot of genre stuff made it. Critics' Choice Awards Best Drama 2023. Andor.
Wow,
Deserves
because
it.
it's a really good show, Lee.
It's
Check it out, Lee. It's in the Star Wars.
You know, this is how we know we're in the Upside Down. You guys are lecturing me on not watching a Star Wars show.
exactly.
True. Yeah. What
Actually, I died 2 years ago. This is a sim thought.
I think we're in a stub.
Star Wars sucks, guys. Let me tell you a little bit about a show called West Wing.
Something happened and we're
It's
in a stub.
Lee 7 over there.
Yeah, Lee 7. Lee 8's already been cloned. He likes telenovelas.
Best actor in a drama series. Diego Luna for Andor.
Wow.
That really good Star Wars show, Lee.
Yeah, it's pretty good, Lee. You should check it out.
We don't have time to do this every time Andor's mentioned.
I'm
Keep
I'm
going,
going
Carrie.
to do it though.
Yeah, I'll back you up.
Also nominated Adam Scott from Severance.
Oh,
right on.
Severance was so
and the
good.
one who should win, in my opinion, Anthony Starr for The Boys.
I agree.
He was.
Which one did Anthony
yeah.
Starr play?
He's
Homelander.
Homelander.
Homelander. Yeah.
He's a menace.
He is.
Indeed.
He's the stray man in
I'm
the
telling
Auntie
you,
Donna
J.
sketch show.
Jonah Jameson needs to focus on that guy.
I'll say.
Yeah.
He's a menace.
Now look at all these in a comedy series. Best actor in a comedy series. Matt Berry, What We Do in the Shadows.
Fuck
So-
yes.
Nice.
Yes!
He did,
should win!
Here's why he won't win.
Because he plays himself and everything.
There's that, and who he's up against. Bill Hader and Barry, Keegan-Michael Key and Reboot, which
okay.
is
Wait,
funny as hell.
is that-
Reboot.
really good.
Reboot is so good.
Who's that? Is that the bald guy?
That's the bald
Bald
guy.
one,
Okay.
yeah.
Steve Martin in Only Murders, and Jeremy Allen White in The Bear.
That is.
I hope he gets it.
That is a loaded category.
Now, why
But,
that's-
Holy
it,
cow.
why
but why
that's
is
it-
he? That's not a
It's
comedy.
not a comedy. I don't
The
know.
Bear?
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Absolutely is a
I
comedy.
laughed a lot.
Wow.
It is absolutely a
It's
comedy.
like it is the most comedic, tense show in the
right.
world.
So Matt Berry's replaced Dennis Hopper on the Gorillaz live tour. Because Dennis Hopper had this bit where he talked about this volcano that exploded and all these people that were in a Gorillaz
Dennis
song. And
Hopper?
Dennis Hopper,
The actor?
the dead dog actor,
Volcano?
Matt Berry.
But
has
now
taken
it's
over.
Matt
Oh,
Berry.
You're talking about King Koopa?
All right.
What?
Yeah, King Koopa.
Here we go.
Got your attention there, Tony.
Do you know the guy from the Bear? What's his name?
Jeremy Allen White.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is
Is he the
putting
bald
on.
one?
He's currently working out to put on 40 pounds of muscle.
Oh my gosh, he's already
Because,
big.
wrestler, yeah.
but because he's going to play Kerry Von Erich.
With Zac Efron.
I want him to. I want him to play Doctor Doom myself.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Critics' Choice for Best Movie Made for Television: Prey,
yeah.
Great movie.
which everybody forgets, and Weird Al, the weird.
How do you
Damn,
pick?
I love that movie.
How do you pick?
I'd pick Prey.
Pray.
Critics, I would too. Critics' Choice for Best Animated Series: Primal from Getty Tartakovsky.
It's really
I still need to watch that one.
It's
Harley.
also one of the few cartoons that opens with a guy actually watching his children get eaten by dinosaurs.
So you've watched that? Cool.
Well, yeah, a year ago, before I stopped caring about television.
Harley Quinn on HBO Max
Fantastic.
and Star Trek Lower Decks, our
Oh,
funny Star Trek show.
Great choices.
All good choices.
Yeah, the Critics' Choice Awards was one of the best days of my life going with Jimmy. And
Are we going to hear about the airplane sail to Aaron Sorkin story?
no, but just it was just, but like meeting Bob Newhart, you know what I mean?
that would've been
and just
awesome.
being like, thank you for making me laugh my whole life. And he goes, well, that's one of the nicest things anybody's ever said to me. And then Henry Winkler trying to get Jimmy laid was pretty great too.
You're such a nice boy.
Such a nice man. Why
I
don't
like
you go
you.
and have the sex with him?
Jimmy didn't need help.
No.
Henry Fonzie, Jimmy didn't need help. Let's see. And finally, this for Lee.
West Wing?
Some good news. No,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's not
like-
West Wing news.
He's just gonna go. Haven't seen it.
I just want to know what happened to President Bartlett.
The good news, San Francisco lawmakers have reversed a vote on allowing local police to use remote-controlled robots equipped with lethal explosives. What? They
Yeah.
changed their mind. They had a vote on it, and they said, we're going to. Then they started getting a lot of flack.
What?
And they said, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah. So I saw this thing on the news about 5 years ago
Yeah.
where somebody's saying, we've developed these drones that are about the size of mosquitoes, and they go up into your nasal cavity and they'll explode there, and then the explosion's so severe that it'll kill the person that goes up in there. But there won't be anything left of the drone, so it'll look like they had a stroke. Mm-hmm. I didn't sleep for a fucking week.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to use those same things in San Francisco.
So they voted first, yes.
They voted yes at first.
And then they're like, eh.
And then they were like,
Well, then
Well,
you
they
know,
only
the
voted
optics,
yes.
the optics on this.
They only voted to not do it anymore because everybody else was like, hey, maybe don't.
Maybe
No,
we should
it
have
was because the Utah state legislatures were like, "Oh, that's a way to deal with the homeless problem."
Yeah.
Tell us more.
all right, I want to find out what you all consumed this week, but in a rare move, I want to go first. If you don't
That
mind.
is daring, sir.
And it's because we're going to dwell on one of the things that. Well, I finished season 2, the final season of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Oh man, that was a good show.
which I enjoyed.
Yep.
And,
Wait,
and
they
you
made a
sh-
show?
Yeah, a couple
two-
years
two
ago.
seasons.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
It's quite good.
It's
Where do you
quirky
watch that?
Hulu, I
on
think.
TV.
Hulu. Yeah.
Hulu.
It's on the Hulu?
On TV, Lee can tell you all about it.
No, we can't.
Well, because the first season was on 4 years ago before I died.
Yeah. Before he was replaced. Of course, season 4 of Doom Patrol started. And it's the ass-pocalypse.
The zombie
Where the
ass.
Zombie
apocalypse.
ass-pocalypse.
Are the butts back?
The butts are back.
Oh, they teased that
This
in
is-
the third season.
This
They
is
teased the butts
whole
again.
the whole season is around the butts.
Awesome. I can't wait
So
to start that.
I started watching that the other, I think it was Thursday, and I had an edible on board, and I was like, I got to turn this off.
Good idea.
Maybe not the right show for right now.
Now, if you're looking for Christmas shows to watch, I mean, I know you got the Guardians of the Galaxy, you got all that. Go back and rewatch Hawkeye again because it's a Christmas show. All right,
Iron
It
Man
is,
3,
for sure.
too.
and it's good. And
That's
Iron
on
Man
TV.
3, yes. But I finally broke down and watched, well, because it was available for free finally. Morbius.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Carrie.
Should I watch this, Carrie?
Yes.
No.
No.
Why won't you
I-
guys believe me?
Okay.
I will not torture myself
were-
with trash.
You were right. You were right about Morbius. But how this thing got made, I don't know. I don't know how halfway through the production somebody didn't turn to somebody and go, we should just go home.
Well, somebody
hang on
halfway
now.
through production did go, can somebody just get Jared Leto a wheelchair? Because all he would do
Yeah.
is be in character, and then they'd have to take a break so he could hobble his way to the bathroom, and they were extending the production time
I
and burning
hate-
money. And so somebody was like, what if we just got him a wheelchair?
That's
And
the other thing is I hate him so bad. I will not watch anything that he's involved
You
in.
know what? I remember a discussion with one Rebecca Frost saying.
You remember?
Yes, I do.
No, she was right. She was
No,
absolutely
hang
right.
on. She said, bad movies don't get made these days anymore. And name a bad movie that's gotten made recently,
That's-
and I couldn't.
Okay,
but
hold on.
Morbius.
To be fair,
To be fair.
I feel like that because Morbius was made in a pre-2020 world, right? But now in a post-2020 world, we only really put out good stuff.
Okay, we'll see.
That's not true.
I don't.
Did you see Black
Well,
Adam?
she said
No.
in the theaters specifically.
Oh, okay.
But
This thing was just awful. And the end scenes,
That have nothing to do with the
they
rest
were
of the
from
movie.
2 different movies.
awesome.
Your Spider-Man is on the nightstand.
Okay, he's. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
just
I'm just.
spoil it because
It's been out a while.
The finale is, I've got this stuff that will kill the guy who has my same powers, and it will kill me because I can't be alive because
I'm a monster.
I'm a monster. I have to die.
oh Jesus Christ!
So he uses the stuff on Doctor Who, and Doctor Who dies, and then the movie ends. He flies away.
But did you like the 5 minutes of Matt Smith just absolutely feeling himself?
Oh, yeah, well, that was fun.
Did
so
he
he
do the
he
did he
fly-
do the Paul Rubin death from the end of Buffy the Vampire?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ow! Kicking the wall. Oh,
Morbius kills the guy and then flies away. Roll credits. Where was the discussion about how I have to kill myself?
Right? Like, is he a
there
good
wasn't.
guy?
so he
Is
didn't
a
die.
bad
He didn't
guy?
die. Then suddenly there are 2 scenes that attach it to the Spider-Verse with Michael Keaton as the Vulture suddenly appearing in a jail cell.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
No question. He's just there. And then at the end of the movie, how they arranged to meet up, I don't know, but it's the middle of the desert and Morbius and the Vulture meet. And it's not Michael Keaton, it's somebody in the suit. It's his voice.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't take the mask off. And he says, hey, you and I can
Hey,
team
we-
up.
I think Spider-Man's got something to do with this.
Yeah.
That's kind of
It's
like
just so disjointed.
Carrie, sometimes the story gets in the way of the plot.
get that out of the way.
Thank you, Joe Bob.
Wasn't there a similar stinger at the end of I think one of the Spider-Man movies? Was it the last Spider-Man movie?
Venom- Venom
Where
one.
the,
Far
the
from Home- yeah,
Venom
but that
stinger.
made sense.
But no reason, no, it
It was
was
just
so
it was way out of
stupid.
left field.
But it wrapped up
But it
because he got transported back.
Oh, you're right.
But in Morbius, we don't know if is Michael Keaton stuck there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyway,
I just
all right.
think Michael Keaton needs to reevaluate his agent.
Yeah, something. Who wants to go?
I'll go.
That's all I watched.
I'll go. I caught up on White Lotus.
Holy,
Loving this
That show's
season.
bonkers.
Jennifer Coolidge must die.
No, she's having the time of her
No,
life.
she kind of drives me crazy.
She is having the time of her life doing cocaine.
He was
and
my
hooking up with
hus-
prostitutes.
He was my
Like,
husband.
So good.
He left me.
Yeah, he went to Denver, so I'm gonna go crazy.
I thought you were only married 3 times.
That scene killed me.
I only
I
had
hate her
3
so.
macaroons.
I hate her so much.
I love her. I love her.
But the other show that I started last night, I've only seen the first episode, but it is firing on all cylinders after the first episode. Welcome to Chippendales, starring Kumail Nanjiani and Dan Stevens. Wow.
I
It's
saw
pretty
an
wild.
interview with him on Colbert with Kamal.
Yeah.
And it made me want to watch
It's
the show.
so good. Even my husband sat down and watched like 3/4 of it. And it,
So I've watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how much of it's real and how much of it is
It's pretty.
Hollywoodized, you know. But
yeah.
it gets. You think
it's
the first
mostly based on a true story.
yeah, it is.
think the first
it is
episode was weird? Keep
Co-
going.
Yeah, it is essentially just the origin of Chippendales.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamal on Colbert goes, and spoiler alert, most of the people in this are dead, not from natural causes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like absolute firing on all cylinders right out the gate. Like I'm so excited to watch the rest of the show.
What's also kind of funny in that show is you have to spot how many baggy suits they have to put Kumail Nanjiani in because he's so jacked that it would look
Well,
weird.
see, I don't know because his face looks like he's put on some
Look
pounds.
at his neck though; it is solid.
Really?
He's
He's
still hitting the gym hard.
He's still
Oh,
jacked.
the other
yeah.
thing too. I typically think Kumail Nanjiani is like pretty one note, but he's crushing it
For
in
sure.
this, and I'm truly blown away.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's next? You?
I'll go.
He's got nothing.
I got plenty. You ready for this?
West Wing.
Last week, I flew to Eugene, Oregon, and I watched Wednesday over the seat because the guy in the seat in front of me was watching on his phone. So I just put my head in between the seats and I watched it. I couldn't tell what was going on, but it was,
God damn,
it was pretty cool.
Your entertainment life is
It was
so
pretty cool.
sad.
So and then so we watched West Wing. I do have a complaint with Mr. Sorkin though. They introduce characters and then they just disappear, and I hate that with a passion.
I'm pretty sure he bought a plane and owes me some money.
So there's 6 episodes. We're 6 episodes away from the end, the literal end of Lost. And you know what? That show really keeps up on its mythology. It really does. It's a good show.
I liked it all the way to the end.
So you're catching up on Lost and you still haven't watched Andor.
But
It's fine. It's fine.
And now I'm starting to feel bad for Ben Linus. Like,
Yeah.
how is that possible? Because he did it for the Island Jack.
Sympathetic
It
villain.
The only thing you
was
can feel
amazing.
bad for is Andor. You can check that shit out.
Anyway, and then like I said last night, I watched the Citizen Kane of homicidal Santa Claus movies, Violent Night. The best way to describe it for people who are on the fence on this movie is imagine if Kevin from Home Alone actually murdered people. That and to orchestral Christmas music.
I'm there.
For our spooky time club.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing the spooky Christmas movies.
Yes.
My recommendation for you to watch is a movie called Better Watch Out.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime, I think,
Okay.
but it is also that.
What about the one where Goldberg, the wrestler, plays Santa Claus? And is murdering people?
This is the second time David Harbour has won Best Actor of my heart.
Was the first one the Frankenstein show?
Yes,
I thought so.
Frankenstein show. Frankenstein's Monster, Frankenstein. You can see it on Netflix, also with Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
Somewhere, someone wrote a script, I think it was David Harbour, and said, please give me money and get me Alfred Molina.
Done.
And
Alfred Molina will do anything, though.
Yeah.
Tony?
So I tried to start reading the Onslaught run of X-Men. Is it bad or is it just me?
It's not that good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not very
Okay.
good.
No, the character of Onslaught's pretty interesting, but they redid
Everything
it.
around it is just kind of
Remender and a couple other dudes redid it pretty good in like 2012.
Okay, that sounds more interesting.
Where Red Skull had eaten Charles Xavier's brain.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
I remember that.
And then, he like
Okay, because the original one from the 90s, I'm reading it, I'm just kind
No.
of like,
no.
The best thing that came out of that were character designs.
there was some cool. Onslaught himself is a really cool looking character, no doubt. And then I finished The Peripheral on Amazon Prime. Ooh, baby, good show. I don't understand the ending, but it was good.
That's what I've been reading. People are like, the end.
It was definitely, yeah. Hopefully they explain it at the beginning of the second season.
All right.
And then I watched the interview with Adam Sandler and Brendan Fraser,
Ooh, I still
actors
need to
on
watch
actors.
that.
It's a really good. You can watch it on YouTube. It's like 29 minutes
Oh.
or something like that, and it's just Adam Sandler and Brendan Fraser, which he says his last name is pronounced Fraser, like
Fraser.
razor. And
okay.
it's a really interesting back
You
and
could have
forth
told
between
us that
the two.
30 years ago.
I know, right?
I know.
There's another one that's Michelle Yeoh and who else?
Oh.
Who's interviewing her?
I forgot. But I was just caught up in Michelle Yeoh.
you
So
saying-
yeah, I was like,
Are you
I'm just like
saying
so focused on Michelle Yeoh. I literally
Time
don't even remember
Magazine's
who else was
Icon
around.
of the Year, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Yeah.
Shannon?
So let's see. Rick and Morty,
Oh, yeah.
the
So
new
good.
season.
Great season.
Firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and I really like it that they've not only like stopped catering to their toxic fanship, they're actually kind of trolling them
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. Doom Patrol, holy moly! And I was talking to the T over there. Man, I am so sad that Stargirl got canceled.
Oh, I finished that last night. Did you finish it yet?
I'm almost finished.
There's 13 episodes, I think, and it wraps up.
Is that the finally?
That's the finale.
13? Oh.
Yeah.
And all I got to say is Ultra Humanite, man. Oh.
Yeah.
And,
it was very cool.
and I went and saw the Banshees of Inisherin last weekend.
The who?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Whatever.
Is that a band?
Actually,
it's
me and the
a-
person that I went and saw it with, we said it's the Banshees of 735 because that's what it said. It's Century 16. It's made by the guy that did In Bruges, and it's got Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell. He also made Seven
Psychopaths.
Psychopaths,
Fantastic
3
movie.
billboards out of wherever the
That
fuck.
was a really good movie.
And I just got to tell you, this is one of those movies where, do you remember how In Bruges, like it starts and it's like all charming and you're like, oh my God, what a fun relationship they have, right? And then by the end you're like, what the fuck is happening? This is like 10 times that.
Neat.
And it's a slow burn. It's set in 1928 Ireland. And the basic story is Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson are friends. Like they're only friends. And Brendan Gleeson just decides one day that he doesn't like him anymore.
Yeah. I don't want to be your friend
He's
anymore.
like, I don't want to be your friend no more. And
And that's the movie.
wackiness not ensues. It's fantastic. It's super Irish and depressing, and it'll get nominated for so many Oscars.
It will.
And it's beautiful.
So
it's
bad,
beautiful.
The Bad Knees of Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
The Bad Knees of Ed
I'll
Sheeran.
make sure to say it.
Games.
Games. Let's see. What's today? The 10th. All right.
Saturday.
Saturday. High on Life comes out this week. I'm very excited.
That's me
for
every
this
day.
one. High on Life. Yeah. High five.
No, you're just high.
It's the new game by the development studio that Justin Roiland started from Rick and Morty.
Oh.
And you play a character who has different weapons that are sentient and speak to you as you use them. It looks crazy, and it looks pretty fun. Also coming out this week, you get finally the next-gen upgrade for The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. So that's going to have better-looking graphics on your PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles and the PC, as well as some additional content they're adding that is unique to the Netflix show in relation to that.
It's just all bathtubs all the time.
Yes, it basically just a bunch of bathtubs.
Yeah, Geralt likes to bathe.
And then after that, there's not a whole lot except for 2 games that sound interesting based on their names. One is called The Crack Pet Show.
All right.
And then another one just for Lee, Bots Are Stupid.
They are. Let me tell you.
All right. Mr. B, if you would, please.
I'm sorry, Ham. I just don't think you taste good no more.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Enjoy Gremlins. Thank you so much.
And for those of you watching, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Like and
Comment.
subscribe.
Help a child like me get off the streets and learn to read.
And